Hello everyone, this is your faculty Tani Akhtar. So I'm back again with chapter 9. As you see, chapter 9 is about identifying market segments and targets. So these are the learning objective for today's chapter. In what ways can a company divide the consumer market? How should business market be segmented? How should a company choose the most attractive target market? And so on. Moving ahead, the first topic for our chapter, basis for segmenting consumer market. So what are the bases or what are the requirements or what are the factors, what are the variables that I choose for segmenting consumer market? So first of all, you need to know what is called market segment. Market segment is a group of consumer who share the similar set of needs and wants. So you belong to a group and you have similar type of need. You belong to a university student, so you have similar type of need of advising and going for checking class schedule, class timing. You have specific credits to complete for BBA and for CAC and for other departments. So this is a market segment. Or if somebody else is users of a certain brand, and then they would be performing in a similar way. So market segment is a group of people who share the similar set of needs and wants. So there are four ways of segmenting a consumer market, and I know you all know that these are geographic, demographic, psychographic, and behavioral. As you can see, this picture is showing you, first of all, segmentation is the first thing which you need to first do before selling your product, and then after segmentation, you need to go for target market choosing, and then going for positioning your brand. So these are the segmentation variables. This is geographic. The geographic can be in terms of city, density, climate, and then demographic. Demographic can be based on age, family size, family life cycle, gender, income, occupation, education, religion, race, generation, nationality. These are all demographic. So take a look at this inside of the points, because this is something you already know. So we are not going to go in very specific to all of this, but I'm going to explain it in later slide. So if you take a look at these later points, social class, these are actually psychographic segmentation. So in terms of social class, lower, upper lower, working class, and so on. Psychographic lifestyle could be culture oriented, sports oriented, outdoor oriented. Personality traits could be compulsive, gregarious, authoritarian, ambitious. Moving ahead to the behavior segmentation. So there are different criteria in terms of occasion, benefits, user status. So user status can be non-user, ex-user, potential user, first-time user, regular user. Users rate, light, medium, high, heavy user. Loyalty status, none, medium, strong, absolute. Readiness stage, unaware, aware, informed, interested, desirous, intending to buy. An attitude towards the product. So it can be enthusiastic, positive, indifferent, negative, and hostile. So these are 5 different attitudes for a product. So these occasion, benefit. So these all criteria are behavior segmentation criteria. I'm going to explain one by one. First of all, the geographic segmentation. So as I mentioned earlier, geographic segmentation is based on places. It can be nation, state, region, neighborhood, counties, or cities. Now you can see here is a picture. It's called Prism Social Group. Now, it is developed by Nielsen Claritas. So, Nielsen Claritas is a part of Nielsen. So, Nielsen Claritas specifically works with people, of consumers, people in terms of their behavior, financial behavior, also their technological adaptation, also in terms of their consumer social or consumer characteristics. So as you can see here, these are the 5 broad criteria: education and affluence, family life cycle, urbanization, race and ethnicity, and mobility. These are some 5 broad categories that Nielsen Claritas have considered in doing the segmentation. So there are in total 66 distinct group of people who are under 14 broad category here. So urban uptown, midtown mix, urban cores. So you can see there are 14 types. But you see, there are four even broad categories: urban, suburban, second city, town, and country. So, within these four, there are 14 types. And within these 14 types, there are even 66 criteria. So, this is very, very specific types of distinction done between people. But this is done in terms of zip count, zip code. So it's called Prism, that's why. So what is called Prism? Prism is actually, you can see here, potential rating index by zip market. So that's why it's called Prism. So in US, they have collected or they have classified all the US residential neighborhood into 14 distinct groups and 66 lifestyle segments called Prism clusters. So it's very, very well detailed and very specifically designed cluster for in terms of zip code, and it truly tells you that the criteria of people in terms of the particular zip code. But it based on geographic segmentation. So to give you three example of Prism cluster, one is young diageity. The young diageity are the people who are very tech savvy, single and couple. They live in very fashionable neighborhoods in urban places. They're very affluent, highly educated, and they also live in areas which is very trendy apartment and fitness club, clothing boutiques, and other restaurants. So these are the example of young diageity. If you go ahead with baby boomers, this is another type of cluster people who are the particular one segment of huge baby boomer cohort. They are also college educated. They have home. They have own home. They're upper middle class, and they are people who married late, and they actually prefer the comfortable suburban subdivisions with focus on kid-centered lifestyles. The cosmopolitans is another type who are educated, also mid-scale and multi-ethnic. The cosmopolitans are actually people who live in urban places and they're also living in the America's fast-growing cities. They are actually people living in Las Vegas, Miami, and Albuquerque, and also they're college graduates. So this is the difference in these three types. But you see, these are three different people. One of them have differentiation, but this is a market segment because the people belong to this group have similar type of lifestyle. They have similarities in their way of living pattern. So that's why they are a market segment. Moving ahead to demographic segmentation, you see here there are different types of market segmentation, age and life cycle. So I'm going to describe one by one, so bear with me. I'm going to the next slide. Age and life cycle. This is very important. You see, as a marketer, you need to know or you need to understand your consumers' behavior, how they behave. But that behavior depends on their life cycle stage. Now, what is the life cycle stage? You see, when you are born, so from a very newborn people, I mean newborn child to the kids, and then to the teenager, and then the young people, and then mature, and then married, and then after married you have got kids. They have got married, and then you got only your husband and wife because the child has already got married, and then so this is actually your different stages of life. Each stages of life has different buying decision making. So everything has influenced your buying decision making. So when you got married, you are thinking of buying things for now two of you. Previously, it used to be single, but you have to buy now grocery item for two of you. You have to buy a bed which is for two of you. You have to buy a closet which is for two of you. And when you have got kids, you need to extend your flat size. You need to buy a car which is for a family car. So this is all changes are happening in terms of the age and life cycle stage. Now moving on to life stage. Life stage is a person's major concern. For example, a person got married is a life stage, a person major concern. When a person got a job, when a person got divorced, we don't want it, but if somebody faces a divorce situation, that also influences people's behavior. And also a person who has got um, who has got a second marriage. So that is also another thing that is a life stage. But in here you see that the husband and wife got divorced and they are separated, and then in here the decision making got changed. As a marketer, you need to understand people's behavior in this situation, because they are living separately now. They used to be live together earlier, and then if you influence husband, the wife got influenced, or if you influence wife could influence husband. But now they are completely in separate situations, so you need to target them separately, you need to influence them separately. So as a marketer, it's very important to individually assess or read your customers lifestyle. That's why the zip code in geographic segmentation, they have classified in US residential all of them in 66 group of clusters. So it was very easy to identify and then read their behavior. Now moving ahead to demographic segmentation. In here you see we can classify people in terms of gender and also income. So see, Cadbury Bonvita is for women. Previously, we used to see there was one particular Bonvita which was never mentioned men and women. But now, after that, when you see that women are also very much uh, clear about their need, and then as a marketer they're also very focusing on the women, because they also think that the women are very educated, they're very self-independent, they also need one product or services which is made or tailored to their need. The marketer uh, did not really stop that, so they encourage this. And also this is some to some extent, this is created by the marketer, so it's not always that customer created this need. This is also created by the marketer. The need is created by the marketer, that as a consumer, as a woman, you need this type of product as well. So men and women have different attitude and behavior, and they behave differently. So for example, this razor has also for men and women, so that as a customer, as a woman, you can also purchase razor for you, so for shaving, for hair removal. It's not always the shaving cream. So as a marketer, Gillette, they increase their sales. They were actually identifying more opportunities to increase their sales and to identify customers to buy their product. Income is also another very important segmentation. You see, there are different classes of people: lower class, middle class, upper class. And within these three, there are other three types. So altogether, there are upper, lower upper middle, lower middle. So that's why it's important as a marketer to segment the product and also classify the product in terms of different price level, so that the people in different segmentation, they can choose their product. And also as a marketer, you can satisfy them, and you can make sure that you increase your market share. So that is all for today. Thank you all.